Rank, do you enjoy it? I know a lot of my friends on TTS Discord do, and so I've decided to put in some of the work to make it happen. And I think there's some bad history about it, but never mind. Rank games are back. So this is the second time I think this is launching on TTS Club, especially for Dune, and we are gonna do rank games again. Okay, so the last time I think there were some issues, but we'll talk about that later. So rank games are back, and how are they back? All you need to do is run a game, and then before the game you obviously mentioned that it's a ranked game, and all you do is you insert a tournament token 2023-01, and that's just the year and the season. Okay, so 2023-01, and then based off of that, I will be able to pull the games that are submitted for this ranked season and be able to tabulate whatever elo that I'm doing now for that. Okay, so how do you do it? You enter the tournament token into this window right here, 2023-01. You can also enter it when the game loads, but the most important thing is before you submit it to make sure the tournament token is there. So this is how you submit your results after the game once someone reaches 10 points. So as mentioned before, when you're looking for a game, you LFG, Dune X, Immo, Hidden Picks, and Ranked. And then after that, the bot will say that, oh, you're looking for a Dune X, Immo, Hidden Picks ranked game. Okay? And once people join, you can do the following. You can turn on tournament mode, turn on Riders of X, turn on Immortality, turn on Hidden Picks. We'll play to 11, then you'll shuffle players, then you'll set up. Everyone will pick leaders, and then you enter the tournament code. So I'll put a short video of this at the end of the instructions as well. So what happens is that, let's say if the red player wins, right, and everyone's at 1000 elo, what happens on the back end of this, I'll calculate the expected score. So the expected score is based on the difference between you and your opponent's rating. So if the difference between your rating is the same, you all have an equal probability of winning against each other. So I'm expected to win 50% of the games against Green, and Green is expected to win 50% of the games against me. So the formula here, you can input the numbers and the math will check out. Okay, so if that's the case, right, let's say if I'm the one who wins, if Red is the one who wins, I'll take the K factor, which in this case the K factor is set at 32. We'll take the outcome, which is a 1 because I won, and I minus the expected score of 0.5. So then the outcome, outcome is 1. If it's a tie, it's 0.5 outcome. If I lose, then the outcome is a 0. So in this case, my elo change for my game against Green is plus 16, and because it's a 4-player game, because I win both yellow and blue, my expected elo change is 48. Okay, so similarly, what happens is calculated for Green in the same manner, and Green, when I play against Red, I lose, right? So I minus 16 elo, but against Blue and against Yellow, I tie. So then because of that, the outcome minus expected score is 0, so then my overall elo change is minus 16. So at the end of the game, if I'm Green, I'll end up at 984 elo. So that's how the elo is calculated. Okay, so this is just a rough table to show you what happens. If let's say so against a highly rated opponent, so let's say if your opponent's rating is 400 more than you, if you win against them, your win against them will net you 29.1 elo just against him, right? So then after you calculate, let's say if you have 2 other people who have the same elo, you add plus 16 plus 16, so it's 32 plus 29, which is like 61.1, right? And then so then you can use this table to kind of gauge how it is. However, let's say if you win against a lower rated opponent, so let's say you're 400 elo above your opponent, right, you only win like 3 elo from that game. Okay, and if you tie with them, you'll lose 13. So that's just a gauge of how it is. So We'll trial this until the end of June. And the end of June, we'll organize a top 4 rolling invitational. At least this is what we'll do for the start. For the whole, I think this should be the first season, and from there we'll gauge how we'll do it in the next seasons. I am expecting having a end of the month top 4 rolling invitational, meaning that you invite the top 4, and if anyone declines, you just invite the next one down to play maybe a game or a series of games. So depending on scheduling and depending on what the players want, or depending on what the players on this Discord or YouTube channel want, then we'll decide the format. And then based on the feedback that we get initially, we will shape on the new season. Okay? So yeah, ranked games are back. I have a method of like publishing the data. So I mean, all the data is stored on the back end, and I have a bot built on the hidden assets channel that can push out the data. It's not the most clean version yet, and I do have to spend some time to work on it a little bit, but it works. So as long as like CJ and Hit and Shadow like open up the channel, like I think everyone can view it as well. So one thing to note, right, is that yeah, ranked games are back, but so the other thing is that if there are any issues with your game, right, so if there are any like arguments or any like cheating or foul play that you suspect, right, please do not put it on the Discord. Okay, I will post a form in this YouTube video. So in the form you can submit your complaint, your query, your anything, okay, and then we will tabulate it on the back end, and then we'll investigate. So we don't want to make it a public affair. Let's leave it off the Discord channel, and I mean, we'll investigate it more on a macro level. Okay, we don't have the vaults of the game, right? We don't want it to be a lot of he said, she said. But let's say if a player is behaving badly, and a lot of people feel that way, based on data, we will be able to come to a conclusion from the end. One thing is that we are not going to restrict. We're only going to do things within our power, and because these are just ranked games, what is within our power is just to maybe void games or like just remove players, or remove players from the leaderboard, or remove players from or remove games played. However, I would prefer not to do that. I prefer let the games run on by themselves, and just use this as a system to just track stats, track elo, but if it does come to that, I think we will try to manage it together. I will try to be quite impartial about it, but I mean, if it's just one complaint, normally I would think I will let it slide. But if it's like maybe 5 or 6 complaints, then we'll start to investigate, and we'll try to be fair about it. So this is the sensitive issue, but I think overall, I have a lot of friends on the TTS Discord who want this, so well, the games are back, and I hope that y'all have good games on there, and I hope that these numbers make you feel good. So this comes to the end of the video. Start playing ranked games, and also I'll post a short video after this on how do you set up the game. Okay, see you around. Bye.